Across the Persian Empire, two laws now stood against each other. The 13th day of Adar had finally arrived. One decree ordered destruction, the other permitted defense, and neither could be undone. The empire was about to turn on itself. In the Jewish homes, families gathered in silence. Fathers sharpened blades they had never hoped to use. Mothers whispered prayers. Children watched their parents with wide, frightened eyes. They were not soldiers, but today, they would have to fight. The enemies prepare. In other parts of the empire, those who hated the Jews prepared as well. They believed this was their opportunity. The law was on their side. At least, the first one was. They expected an easy victory. They did not expect resistance. As the sun rose, the tension broke. Streets that once carried merchants and laughter now echoed with shouting. Blades clashed, shields shattered. Neighbors who once traded goods now faced each other with drawn swords. This was not a foreign invasion. This was an internal war. But something unexpected happened. The Jews did not fall. They stood together. They defended one another. They fought strategically. And they prevailed. If you've been following this story, you already know this was never just about survival. And the next chapter changes everything. So stay with this series, because the turning point is only beginning. Across the provinces, reports began to spread. Their enemies were falling. Fear shifted. It was no longer the Jews who trembled. Officials who once sided against them changed position. Many supported the Jews. Why? Because Mordecai now carried the king's authority. And the empire understood something. The balance of power had changed. In Susa, the capital, the battle was intense. The enemies were determined. But by the end of the day, the Jews had prevailed there as well. 500 men fell, and the 10 sons of Haman were killed. The house that plotted destruction was erased. When the sun finally set, the empire was quieter. Those who had planned genocide were defeated. But this was not a celebration. This was survival. In Susa, the battle lasted 2 days. And when the king asked Esther what she desired next, she did not ask for rest. She asked for more time, more justice. And what happened the next day would seal Haman's legacy forever. Because this was never just about one man's hatred. It was about a nation that refused to disappear. Episode 9 changes everything.